earlier you were asking about evidence of Makkah before Islam.
Yeah.
I think Brother Adnan should be able to answer that question for you.
Oh yeah.
You probably know him, right?
Yeah, so you still have the same question? You still have the same question?
All I mentioned was that apparently, you know, given the latest research, investigations into Islam, there are no maps of that time that mention Mecca.
Because Mecca was a very small town.
Yeah, but that's not what Muslims claim. They claim it was the largest town and a major trading port and all this. Now all of a sudden it was a tiny little village. And also, you might answer this because I was going to bring it out with Mansour, but he just kept rambling on. Right? It says in the Quran, when it describes where Muhammad was living, as having olive trees and in a valley.
Where does it say that?
It does say
Olive trees where he lived?
Yeah.
Show me.
I can't show you, can I?
But this claim...
So you're claiming it doesn't say that?
No, it doesn't say that.
Well, I'll come down next Sunday and I'll bring it to you then.
You can Google it right now if you want.
Well, I haven't got a phone. I don't carry a phone.
Because it doesn't say where he lived was olive trees.
Olive trees and valley.
In Mecca.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that. Mecca is not even mentioned in the Quran.
Well, it's mentioned once.
It's Baka. It's Baka. The word for Mecca in the Quran is Baka, which is the same word in the Bible to describe the same city. The same.
No, I understand all that.
Yeah.
I know that it's Baka is mentioned in the Bible. However, there is some dispute as to.
And the same word in the Quran.
Because I've looked up Baka on a map, and it does exist. It's not Mecca.
Right.
It's another place.
The problem with biblical geography...
It is down that way, but it's not Mecca.
Okay, so this is the problem. Biblical geography is not established. There are two things, or few things actually, with the Bible. The chronology of the Egyptians, or Egyptian chronology is not established. There are always estimates people use to describe the periods of the pharaohs and the kings and the dynasties. Okay. So they have ranges. So this could be from this period to this period. They can never say anything for certain when it comes to Egyptology. Likewise, biblical geography is like that. There are 3 Arabias according to the Bible. 3 Parans, not Arabia. 3 Parans. Okay, scholars have identified 3 valleys of Paran, which is, if we were to read it, read the word in Arabic, it would be Faran. Okay,
yeah, that's fair. That's there is a settlement called Baka.
Yeah, there was a settlement called Baka, and we claim that is Baka, and it was where exactly the well of Zamzam is today and where the Kaaba is. We're claiming that.
Not on the maps I've seen.
Okay, first of all, pre-Islamic maps. Okay, let's say the map of Ptolemy. Ptolemy was a cartographer, you know about that, right?
Yeah.
Ptolemy, yeah? His map is not accurate. There is no map that was 100% accurate. Accuracy started to come in, I would say, after the 16th century, when European explorers went out and they started to draw maps that were relatively accurate. Okay? In fact, even up to the 19th century, maps of the world were not fully accurate. So that maps cannot be used as an argument to claim that Mecca was not where it is today. No, that would be absurd. We have many reasons to...
That every other settlement is mentioned on these maps would indicate that Mecca wasn't extant at that time.
Not necessarily. No, there were major cities.
It's a fair assumption.
No.
They wouldn't just go. Well, let's draw a map, but let's miss Mecca out.
Why? First of all, there are major cities that are mentioned in these maps, ancient maps.
Yeah.
Okay, Mecca. I am saying Mecca was not one of those. Mecca was a town. It was a small town inhabited by a very few people, maybe a few hundred, not even a few thousand, few hundred people. Okay, so why would that town be on a map of the world where people are using these maps to have an idea of major settlements like Carthage, like Rome, or like ancient Egyptian cities, for example, or Tripoli, for example, in Lebanon, or Tripoli in Libya, because there were 3 cities called Tripolis. Okay, so why would these major towns be mentioned and Mecca not mentioned? Because Mecca was a very small settlement. It became significant after the rise of Islam. That's it. Mecca became important as a city, as a settlement after the rise of Islam.
I am going to look into what the other towns are that are mentioned on these maps.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what point does it make? I mean, if Mecca, let's say Mecca is non-existent on the maps,
Yeah.
but it's still there. We
yeah.
know historically Muhammad was born in a city called Mecca, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he had followers. They followed him. They created a civilization. They created an empire that was based in Medina and Mecca initially, and then elsewhere. So still,
And elsewhere.
yeah. And then it moved to Damascus. Then it moved to Baghdad.
They
Later on,
popped over to India and did a bit of massacring, didn't they? You know.
really.
Oh, you know full well.
What do I know full well,
the
but
Islamic invasion of India
who did it?
was particularly brutal.
Who did it?
It went on for centuries, didn't it? They made pyramids of the skulls.
Which one?
The Buddhists. What happened to all the Buddhist temples? Buddha was Indian.
What books
Why
are you
there
reading?
no
I would like to know. I would like to know.
I'll tell you where there's a good article about it. It's on a Sikh website called SikhNet, and there are quotes from diaries of the invaders.
So why don't
There are
you?
quotes from diaries.
You
take the time and have a
you look
read,
like an intelligent
and we can
person. I'm
discuss
sure
it
you
next week.
are well read as well. Why would you go to, let's say, an anti-Islam website and read articles on Islam?
It's called
Why-
SikhNet. Why would you say it's anti-Islam?
Because a lot of the Sikhs see Islam as a brutal force.
Well, I think the whole planet does at the moment, doesn't it?
The planet has been brainwashed. If the planet thinks, first of all, half the planet is Muslim.
Okay.
First of all, half the planet is Muslim, so not a lot of the planet. Half the planet is Muslim, and the other half is very decent people. Very small minority of phobes and xenophobes and Islamophobes. They are the ones who think like this. I'm telling you, I'm being very honest. Majority of the British people don't even think like this, let alone the planet. Majority of the British people are very loving, compassionate people. They have perfect relationships with Muslims walking around. They don't think like this. Only Tommy Robinson style or type of people who have no education. A lot of them are jobless, drug addicts, and they are from a very underprivileged background, unfortunately. Because they have failed in life, they blame the Muslims for it. Because Muslims have become the Negro of the day. Okay, just as the Negroes, so-called, were targeted in the U.S. for all the problems of the U.S. and then and in the rest of the Western world, just like the Jews were targeted once upon a time in Europe, and then there was a Holocaust. Now the Muslims are facing the brunt of this racist wave that's going through
Terrible,
Europe.
I mean,
Europe,
we're
and
terrible.
so
We're terrible, aren't we? We're terrible.
those
we're really bad,
those racist people are absolutely
Really
terrible.
bad.
They are terrible.
All
The
terrible
racists,
inventions we've brought to
all the
the world.
racists are terrible.
You know?
All the white supremacists, all the racist white people. I'm saying
No
racist
such
white
thing
people
as Islamic
are terrible.
supremacy, is there?
All the decent white people
No such
are
thing
part
as
of the world.
Islamic
Yeah.
supremacy, is there?
No, it doesn't
No, it
exist.
doesn't exist,
No,
no.
it doesn't exist. We don't
How
believe.
much is my dimmy charge this month? Sorry, how much is it?
If you are less than your taxes, less than your taxes, less than this is. I will show you what a dhimmi paid. You want to see it? I will show you what a dhimmi
I
paid.
haven't got my reading glasses on.
This is what a dhimmi. This is what a dhimmi paid. It's a gold coin.
not the
It's a
point.
dinar.
It's not the point,
It's a
is
dinar.
it?
No, that's the point. That is the point. And it is 4.25 grams of gold, which is equivalent to 250 pounds. A rich dhimmi, a rich Jew who may be a multi-millionaire is paying 1 gold dinar.
Yeah, but
Okay,
it wasn't too
and
cheap back then.
sorry.
It wasn't the value that back then. The
Eh,
value wasn't that high back then.
No, it was. Let's say they could buy a goat. They could buy a goat. So my problem is those racist white people out there who are racist just because they don't like others.
What do you
They-
think about colonialism?
Yeah.
What do you think
Are you
about
proud of colonialism?
What do I think about colonialism?
Yeah,
Colonialism. The
British,
Ottomans?
British.
The Ottomans
No,
or the
British.
Islamic
Brit-
colonialism?
The worst
colonialism?
The worst colonialism, British colonialism.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's
How-
the worst.
why is it the worst
Let's talk
colonialism?
about it. Let's talk about it.
How many million
Do you know how many million people died under British colonialism in India alone? You were talking about India, Ali. No. The numbers he was talking about during the Muslim invasions of India are absolutely inflated, and they are lies. No academic, no historian of the Indian history accepts those numbers today. But all historians, all major important historians are unanimous that the British colonial rule From 1880 to 1920, in these 40 years, 100 million people were killed. 100 million people.
No evidence for what he's saying.
Here's the evidence.
Oh, what's this?
Watch. I'm going to give you the names of the scholars.
Brit haters are us.
No. They are white. They are white. Those who wrote the articles are also white. So it's not a bunch of Muslims with turbans writing these articles.
You better move out, mate, if we're that nasty.
Why?
You better move out.
No. I love British people.
Well,
I love British people.
Hey?
I love British people.
So what are
But
you moaning about?
those who are racist, I have nothing but sympathy for them. Those who are racist, because not all the British. Are you saying all the British people are racist?
Never said any
Exactly.
British people.
Thank you. So we are mutually respect. We are mutually.
Country every year that's voted. Oh, it's India, isn't it?
India is predominant.
India.
India is not Muslim, by the way. if you didn't know. Okay.
I know it's
Okay.
not.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm going to show you the
Throw
article.
the flag wherever it's supposed to go. I'm not picky, you know.
Here's the article.
Where would you be without the British? Let's see. You'd have no aeroplanes, no telephones,
Al
no
Jazeera-
television,
Al Jazeera-
no telephones,
one second.
no vaccinations, no
Okay.
inoculations,
Al
no
Jazeera-
advanced
Al
medicine.
Jazeera-
You have nothing.
Wait. No
without us.
heckling. Al Jazeera article by two
Jazeera.
scholars,
Possible
by two scholars, Dylan Sullivan and Jason Hickel have written an article on
I
Al
read that,
Jazeera,
I read that, yeah.
2nd of December 2022. The article is titled, How British Colonialism Killed 100 Million Indians in 40 Years. And then the subheading is, between 1880 to 1920, British colonial policies in India claimed more lives than all famines in the Soviet Union, Maoist China, and North Korea combined.
Right. First point I've made.
Are you proud of that?
First point
Are
I've
you
made.
proud of that?
First
That's
point
a
I've
simple
made.
question.
No,
Are you proud of that?
Answer my question.
Do-
First point.
Do you condemn it?
First
Do
point-
you condemn it? Let's do the condemning.
First point I've
Let's do the
made-
condemning game. Do you condemn it?
First
Do you
point-
condemn it?
First point I've
Do you
made.
condemn it?
No, answer my
Do you
question
condemn it?
and then ask me if
This
I
is
condemn
how we
it.
feel on the media when we go on the media. How do you condemn it? Do you condemn it?
Yeah, well, I'm
Do you
not
condemn
Piers
it?
fucking Morgan, right?
Do you condemn it?
I ask you one question.
Are you dismissing this? Are you dismissing this?
No. Let's, for the sake of argument.
So keep your millions.
for the sake of
All the
for sake
millions of people
argument, let's assume those numbers are true.
they are estimated.
Right. So for the sake of this,
Let's assume 1 million is true.
let's assume
They claim 100 million. No, okay. Let's assume 1 million is true.
Here's
Is
the
that
question.
still justified?
Here's the question.
Justified.
Did we do it deliberately?
Yes. Yes.
Deliberately.
100%. Deliberate policies of British colonial officers that killed estimated 100 million people according to this article and these historians.
And we did
these
that
two.
deliberately.
Yes.
I'll tell you
Not you.
to
Not
kill-
you.
No, I
Not
know,
you.
not me.
British
But-
colonial officers.
So they set out.
Those who are racist.
They set out to deliberately kill 100 million people.
100.
Why? Why would they do
Absolutely.
that?
Absolutely.
So what's their
Actually, I'll give you an
motivation?
example.
Their motivation was to reduce the population of India, okay, and
Good luck with
save
that.
as much money as possible so that they can bring back that money to Britain. Britain was made during most of London, over 70 to 80% of London. All the historic, beautiful buildings you see in red granite were made during the Victorian period. All the money, if not all the money, overwhelming majority of the money came from India. India was looted, bled dry. You don't believe me? There's a book by an Indian author called Shashi Tharoor. He has written this book titled Inglorious Empire. Inglorious Empire. In this book, he gives all the details how the British literally drained India dry of money and of food, and hundreds of millions of Indians died. From 1750 to 1947, when the British came to rule as a colonial power in India, they killed hundreds of millions of people deliberately as a policy.
Don't forget, they used to grow cash
So
crops
so
instead
this
of
is what
food.
this is what all these racist people are not told about.
What racist people?
All those people who are rioting. I'm talking about those people who are rioting, who are destroying shops and businesses and causing havoc just because they think or they have conceptions like you do, right? They have misconceptions about Muslims. They have been brainwashed by the Zionist paid drug addicts and thugs who are running around, and they are brainwashing people like you.
Like Tommy Robinson.
like Tommy Robinson, I'm talking about, and Douglas Murray. These are the people who are brainwashing perfectly intelligent people like yourself, and then normal people like you turn into monsters, and they go and do rioting, not knowing what the hell are they doing, and then the government comes down hard on them and gives them sentences. So
Well, why do you think they burned police vans, destroyed
Thank you.
places of worship?
Oh,
Why do you think they did that?
Thank you for asking my opinion as an Englishman.
yes,
Right.
do you agree with them?
You have no idea. No, nothing to do with
No, we
Southport.
talk about Southport, the recent riots.
Yeah, I know about the Southport thing.
Why do you think
Right.
they burned the police vans,
Okay,
destroyed places of worship?
just as an adjunct to that, let's just mention Southport. Why, when Southport happened, did everybody immediately think Muslims?
Yeah.
Why?
That's what we want to know.
Why?
Why?
Well,
let's
Tommy
look
Robinson.
at nothing to do with Tommy Robinson.
No?
Nothing to do with Tommy
Who-
Robinson.
who-
We do hear things. We do understand what's going on. The Westminster Bridge attack, Lee Rigby, all of these things,
And the van driver,
please
the
allow me to
van
finish.
driver,
I allowed you
what
to
was his
finish.
name, George?
Okay, let him
I've allowed you to finish.
Yeah.
All of these incidents over the last 20 years involving Muslims, blowing up trains, blowing up buses, chopping people's heads off. Why would we think it's the Jehovah's Witnesses?
So you think the Southport is because of that?
No.
So why? That's the question I'm asking.
No. The question was, you mentioned Southport.
Yeah,
so
why
I'm
do you
just
think that
saying.
happened?
I'm just saying.
He's got a fair point.
I'm
He's
just-
got a fair point. He's saying because of all these incidents,
So he built that.
naturally,
Well, yeah,
the perception is that a Muslim might have done it. But guess what? The reason why you have this perception is because of the brainwashing. Because there are white people committing worse crimes. Wait. When did you hear last a white man walked into a shopping mall, sprayed people dead? Breivik in Norway killed over
Yeah,
70.
why did he do that?
Are you going to blame Muslims for that
No,
as well?
no,
now?
no,
Okay.
absolutely
Then
not.
okay.
Why did he
Thank
do it?
God for that. That we're not getting blamed for that.
Why did he do that?
So the point I'm making is there are terror attacks taking place all around the world from all sorts of different people. Okay, they are white, they are black, they are Muslim, they are Christian. Wait. Only the Muslims are magnified. Okay, this is the point I'm making. They are magnified because
Go on Raymond Abraham's site and just look up.
Who the hell is that?
Well, there you go. Look him up.
Well, I read academics. I read academics.
Jolly good.
I just pulled out two academics and showed you the numbers.
Excellent. Raymond Abraham's site. And
I don't know who that is.
Then learn.
You're
Are you
reading.
interested in anyone else's story, or are you? Just,
No, I'm not interested
I
in.
know you're on camera and you're gonna do your Dawah on camera. That's fine.
How do we do that?
However, Raymond Abraham has a site, a website.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
It doesn't matter whether you know who he is or not.
So any Tom, Dick, and Harry can.
Times and look
You know Robert Spencer.
Yeah, I know Robert Spencer.
So you want me to take information from him?
Raymond Abraham
Yeah.
is also an academic. Okay.
Okay, I don't know him.
Right. Raymond Abraham, on his website, every month he has a list of Islamic attacks around the world, say in northern Nigeria or in Pakistan, against Christians.
Similar to Robert Spencer, Jihad Watch. He also has a list
Yeah,
of
is that still going, Jihad
attacks.
Watch?
Okay.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty
now
sober reading,
if
isn't
you were not being
It's pretty
fed
sober
if
reading.
you were not being fed by
No one's
watching
chopping
Crusader
anyone's
Watch.
head off, screaming
Oh,
in
okay.
the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. are they?
I'll tell you.
Actually,
I'll tell
they
you.
did that.
In New Zealand,
When they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
one second,
That's
Hashim.
exactly what they did.
In New
Oh,
Zealand.
were you on the bomber, were you?
No, actually, the president said, "Thank God."
No.
President said of America.
Wait. When the British colonial officers
Anyway, I've still got to mention my original point, which I sidetracked
we're
myself.
coming to that. When the white guy, the Christian white person in New Zealand walked into a mosque, sprayed 50 people dead.
Yeah.
On his gun, he had Christian symbols and dates
Yeah.
that denote famous battles, like the Battle of Kosovo 1389, the First Crusade, and things like that. He was a crusader. He was a Christian. Breivik. Wait.
Go on. Carry on.
Breivik, who killed over 70 people in Norway and is serving lifetime right now in Norway. In his manifesto, he mentioned people by name like Robert Spencer and inspiration from him, and he mentioned Knights Templars. Okay, all these things. So don't give me this BS that only the Muslims are doing these things and others are not. Okay, you have been brainwashed by your Zionist Islamophobic media that is doing this brainwashing of the masses, making them think that only the Muslims are committing these atrocities and crimes. Even let's take grooming gangs as an example. We say put those scumbags in jail. Pakistani, Nigerian, or English. Okay, wait. One
Do
second.
your dawah. Hello, everybody.
He's saying we are the first condemned it. We have no issue with that.
We are saying we condemn all of them. Okay. So no, talk. I'm not asking you not to talk.
You do the same thing as
Look, when you have no answers, you want to walk away. I know, I understand. I understand why you're walking away. I understand why you're walking away.
No,
You're
don't even dare.
So continue.
I've lived
Continue.
in 5
You want the
Muslim
mics?
countries. I've had all kinds of conversations in these countries with Muslims. Okay.
Okay.
I've known thousands of Muslims in my life.
So then why are you
okay?
citing
I've got
sources?
No qualms about standing here and having a conversation. But you're
Let's
just
do
saying
it.
your rant into the camera. I'm here with my
Okay,
son.
I'll talk to you.
We've come wherever he's gone. And we've come here for a chill out, a bit of a chat or whatever, but I'm not going to stand here being a part of your little sideshow.
Continue.
I'm not gonna do it.
Continue.
No, you want an answer to why the guys were right. I
Yes.
was standing here as a bloody Englishman.
But you gave me.
As an Englishman.
You said read some Abraham's
No, I'm
guy
not
who has a
half
list.
Scottish, I'm
Who
not
has a
half-
list of our
You're just
catastrophes.
butting in. You guys can't help yourself.
No, because you're making claims
can't
that you
help
cannot
yourself.
see.
I would explain to you
You're making
what the
claims.
riots were about.
Yeah.
I would do that.
And you explain.
But you're just doing your dawah here.
No,
right?
you
People there,
explained.
got
You
your
explained.
own
You said there is a guy documenting
But
Muslim
you-
crimes, and I'm highlighting the problem. I'm highlighting the problem. That's all I'm doing.
You haven't even identified the problem.
I have.
You don't even know
I have.
why the guys were fighting.
Listen,
got
I do.
no idea.
I do. They were brainwashed.
Not even
They are.
close.
They are.
Not even
They are
close.
mostly uneducated drug addicts, thugs,
You're not even
racist
close.
scumbags.
You're not
They are the ones who are
you're not
rioting.
even
They are the ones who are rioting.
You're
People
not
who have no
even-
brains.
you're not-
People who have no brains. They are the ones who are rioting.
Hombre, you're not even close.
Okay. Tell us.
You're not even
Educate
close.
me. Educate me. Educate me.
You've had your chance.
No, you have a chance to educate thousands of people out there. Educate them.
why would I?
Tell them why the rioters did what they did.
Why
Tell
would
them.
I?
Why
Why would
not?
I now?
Because there are so many people who
I
want to know
cannot- no.
an Englishman's
You will
view.
not-
But you
will
can't
not
just get upset
allow
and walk
me to
away.
do it without
He's allowing-
interrupting.
I'm telling you to
No,
speak.
Just interrupt. That's what you guys always do.
Okay, go on.
Always
Go on.
interrupt.
Speak. Speak. Speak.
Maybe next Sunday.
Speak.
Maybe, I don't need a chance. I don't need a chance.
I know why he's upset. I know why he's upset. Don't be upset.
I'm not
Talk.
upset.
Talk.
I'm just bored.
Talk.
I'm bored
Talk.
because you
Tell us
guys,
why
all
the
you
rioters-
guys do,
tell
if
us-
you see me as a white guy and you think, here's a little victim. Well, one thing for sure.
No, I didn't think that.
I'm
You
no
feel
victim.
I didn't
right?
think that.
But you go, I'll stand here and I'll get my face on camera and try and humiliate this guy.
I have
That
no
ain't
lack
gonna
of
work.
cameras.
I could pull some stuff out of my rear end about Muhammad, right, and put you on the spot.
Okay,
Which I
go
did
ahead.
with Mansour, and he kind of dodged it about, oh, well, you know,
No,
the
you actually
Bazak-
agree with us that
You want water?
Jesus did
Hey,
come
have
in.
some
No,
water.
when
Have
you
some
made a
water.
fair point,
Have
I'm
some
sorry.
water.
Yes,
Have
you're
some
right.
water.
But he never,
No, he
ever,
needs-
ever gave
have
a
some
good-
water.
Never
Have
gave
some
a
water.
good reason.
Have some
But
water.
the thing is, we both agree that
Have some
we
water.
should condemn the
It's
extremism.
impossible
Doesn't
to
matter
have
what
a
background they're
reasonable
from.
conversation
Wait,
with you guys.
you're
It's
just
impossible.
ranting. You're not talking. Take water. Take water. Take water. He's not going to get lost. No. Take water. Take water. Have a sip. Have a sip. We'll start again. Tell us why the rioters are justified to riot. Tell us.
Did I say they were justified?
Yeah. No, you didn't.
Wait, words
No,
in my
okay.
mouth.
Correct me.
Next
I'm
week,
wrong.
Next week.
Okay. So look. So the problem is when we have an informed.
Definitely next week. I will tell you.
I
next
want it
week,
now.
right?
I want
No,
it now. You have convictions
Sound
now.
like all the women I know. I want it now. No, next week we can have the conversation.
Listen.
But you have to
No,
understand.
no.
You have to allow me to speak.
Speak now.
You allow me
I'll
to
give you the- I'll give you the mics.
You got your sideshow going on.
No,
You and
I don't care about the show.
You are genuinely interested.
I'll take I am trying to educate people. I'm trying to educate
If
people.
he wants to go, that's fine. You can.
So thank you very much. So I'm just finishing this. Okay. The reason why we were having this conversation is to highlight the mindset that drives these riots and this behavior. It is very ill-informed, very ignorant, very under or uneducated. And the reason why we have to educate ourselves is to realize that when one particular community is magnified and they are made to look like criminals and all other people are not treated the same way, okay, then what happens is you get genocides, you get riots, you get murders, you get acid attacks, you get mass murder. What happened to the Jewish people? Let me use the Jewish people as an example. The Jewish people in Europe were demonized and dehumanized to the extent that the Europeans committed many pogroms, many mass murders and genocides of the Jewish people. The numbers are so high that academics have written books on this phenomenon. Anti-Jew hatred in the Western world. And the accumulation was the Holocaust. Okay, the Holocaust wasn't just born from a vacuum. Genocide is a process. People are brainwashed for a very long time before they end up killing each other. Just like what happened in Rwanda and when those two tribes, the Hutus and the Tutsis, ended up committing a genocide against each other because there was a process of brainwashing. The Hutus were brainwashed into thinking that the Tutsis are cockroaches. They are not human beings. Feel no mercy. So hundreds of thousands of machetes were produced and they were supplied to people and they went out killing. In 100 days, 1 million people were killed. I have seen the memorials with my own eyes. The games these Zionists and their cronies are playing, they know what they're doing. They are already committing a genocide in Palestine. And to turn attention away from their crimes, because a lot of the British public went against them. When the British public saw all these bombings and ripped apart children with blown away bodies, that's when the British people realized, hold on a second, is this what we are supporting? Is this what our government is supporting? Are these the people we are selling weapons to? This is when the Zionists realized that we have to create another problem in Britain in order to take attention away from us. So Islamophobia. Deflect and cause hatred against Muslims. Start posting fake news, or like the incident in Southport is an example. As soon as it happened, 3 girls were stabbed, 3 little princesses were taken away from their parents. Okay, what happens? Immediately these racist, drug addict thugs on Twitter, and amazingly Elon Musk is in it. He is in it. Not only that, he is a very close friend of Netanyahu. He has given back banned accounts of these people to them on Twitter. Tommy Robinson was banned from Twitter. Martin Sellner, an Austrian racist right-wing propagator, was also banned. His account has been given back to him so that they can spread hatred against Muslims, to cause riots, to suppress and oppress Muslims, at the same time take attention away from Zionist crimes and put attention on the Muslims. So inflate Islamophobia. Because COVID gave us some respite. The Western media, BBC, Sky News, Fox News and CNN, all these channels, okay, they were non-stop bombarding the Western audiences with Islamophobic content and inflating it. Even, I'll give you one classic example, how this media is working in this way. The grooming gang scandal. The grooming gang scandal where some girls were raped by some South Asian individuals. Rochdale and other places. That scandal was so inflated. And those people, by the way, are scumbags. They should be thrown into prison and 3 keys should be thrown away. We have no sympathy with such scumbags, whether they are white, black, green or blue. Okay, whatever they may be, whoever they are. But amazingly, what was said even recently, this woman, this unfortunate woman, Suela Braverman, she was saying the problem is with Pakistani men. The problem is with Pakistani men. But when we look at the statistics put by academics, we see that proportionally speaking, in proportion to the populations and the numbers of people in this country, white men are the biggest culprits. They are the biggest number of child abusers and pedophiles. This is a fact. I will present it right now if you demand. Okay? There are academic papers and news reports that state that proportionally speaking, in proportion to the numbers of people in this country, in proportions to the populations, white people are the largest group that represent the number of pedophiles and child abusers. Not only in this country, but those who are traveling to Far East, Southeast Asian countries to have sex with younger girls. In Thailand, in Philippines, in Vietnam, white men throughout from the entire Western world, not only Britain, from all over Europe, from Australia, because Australia is very close to Southeast Asia, and even from the US, they are traveling to Southeast Asia where they can easily find young girls to have sex with.
Human trafficking as well.
And even a lot. So if we want to talk about child abuse, we should talk about it fairly, justly, not target one specific community and put the lens on them and try to claim that these are the only people who are doing it. Go for them. Make their lives difficult. Again, this is what we call brainwashing, and all of this is funded by Zionist paymasters who are paying for this propaganda against Muslims in the West because they don't want any Muslims to speak up about Palestine. They don't want any Muslims to feel the confidence and the courage to speak up for the rights of the Palestinians. So that's why this dehumanization of the Muslims is taking place. They don't care if Britain burns. These people they are burning Palestine right now. They are firing rockets into the buildings and they are ripping little children apart. Why would they care about the children of Britain and the streets of Britain? They will put fire to Britain if it saves them. These people don't care.
Who gives them the arms?
Who gives them the arms? We are selling arms to them. Our government is selling arms to them.